Hi again then guys, and so we've been putting out a couple of videos of course for the 5k milestone mark. We did a setup tour, we did a full complete tour of all of my games yesterday of course, so over a 40-minute video, and I've actually picked up some new games recently, although I probably won't do an update video yet for that. But one of the things that was commonly suggested was a giveaway. And we have done a giveaway before on the channel. We did a giveaway of some exclusive car brochures because I used to collect quite a few of those. We gave away stuff like Caparo brochures, a brochure for the Audi R8, all that kind of stuff. And that was cool. We didn't give away a huge amount of them, but the main reason for that is because at the end of the day, I'm still a small channel and I don't have money to burn. And so once you're sending those things to other countries, the postage racks up real fast. And it gets very expensive, especially when you're talking stuff like brochures, which, for instance, the grand prize that I gave away weighed probably a kilo. That's quite a bit to post. Thankfully, the winner of that, which was pulled out of a hat, was in England. So I'm grateful for that, because it would have cost a bomb otherwise. So I was thinking, what could we do for a giveaway this time? And as I said, I bought some new games recently, and while I was buying those games, I noticed some interesting other games which may just interest some of you guys. Now I've picked up 9 games and I'm going to give away all of these. Some are multiple copies of the same game, but this giveaway is going to be restricted to the UK only. Now I'm sorry to say that, of course the last giveaway I did was worldwide, but the postage racked up very quickly and this is more things to give away, so I can't just burn that kind of money. So this giveaway is for the UK only. And the way to enter is similar to the last time. What you need to do is go over and check out the Hammer Studios Gaming Facebook page. The link is in the description. And you don't necessarily have to like or follow the page, although obviously I would recommend it because that's where I put news for the channel. And also I actually put teasers for the reviews that are going to come out in the coming week, so you can guess what they're going to be ahead of time and know what the videos for the week are going to be. But this particular giveaway is for the following games. We have, and some of you guys may have these games, but this is for, just before we get into them, this is for those of you guys who may have games in the newer selection of Gran Turismos, but not necessarily the older ones. And also a couple which aren't Gran Turismo, but which I have spoken about very recently, and which, if you haven't checked them out, you really should. So the first one is a PS1 game. In fact, the first 3 are all PS1 games. And the first one is Gran Turismo 1. So if you would like to actually try this out, and I looked it up quickly on Google, and you can play these PS1 games on your PS3. You can also play them on a PS2, but I don't think you can save them on the PS2. So if you have a PS1, a PS2, or ideally a PS3, you can play any PS1 game associated with the region of your game. And that's actually another reason why I'm limiting this to the UK. Because I can't guarantee outside of the UK that the game will work for you, and that would be a waste of time. So, 1 copy of Gran Turismo 1, then we have 2 copies of my favourite Gran Turismo game, Gran Turismo 2, also of course on the PS1. They're dual discs, dual books. I would highly recommend playing this one, especially if you haven't. Then the next one is a PS2 game, which unfortunately you can't play on all PS3s. I think some of them you can. My newer one you can't, the Slim, so maybe you can on the older one, I'm not sure. But we've got 1 copy of Gran Turismo 4, for those who maybe haven't tried it. I would strongly recommend checking this out if you have a PS2, and if you haven't played it, maybe you want to check out some of Gran Turismo's past games. And as I said, I consider this to be the best Gran Turismo game we've had so far. Then I have 3 copies of a non-Gran Turismo game, or technically a non-Gran Turismo game, from the makers of Gran Turismo, Tourist Trophy. Of course, also on the PS2, 3 copies of it, and this is a motorbike racing game from Polyphony. It's the Gran Turismo 4 of bike games. Anyone who has played this generally likes it. That sentence didn't really work, but you get the idea. It's a fantastic bike game. I consider it to be the best bike game that we've had so far. Better than Ride, better than Ducati World even on the PS1, and that was a great game. So if you haven't checked that out, and again you have the PS2 or capabilities of playing it, I would strongly recommend it. And finally, these two are a little bit different. And this may not appeal to all of you guys, but I have spoken about it recently, and if you haven't played it, I would strongly recommend it. 2 copies of Road Trip Adventure. This is a game which, if you haven't played, you need to. Because don't be fooled by the childish graphics. It's very cartoonish. It has a very fun, kind of innocent feel to the game. But it's a lot more than that. Trust me. If you like games where you have massive open world experiences and include stuff like in-depth car customization, including jet engines, wings to make the car fly, monster truck wheels, dirt rally wheels, snow tyres, racing tyres, World Racing Series, doing transactions, being sponsored and getting paid for it. This game includes all of that. You can also run out of fuel on this game. It's a great game, and I mean a great game. So give it a chance if you're not necessarily inclined towards it. When my dad picked this game up years ago for the first time, I had no interest in it. I thought it was going to be for kids. Played it once, and I've loved it ever since. So give it a chance, and I would highly recommend, if you, as I said, haven't played that or don't own it, maybe you just don't own it anymore, I'd recommend it. So the way to enter, as I said, is to go over to the Facebook page, and what you need to do when you're there, if you are a UK resident, you need to leave a comment on a post, which I will post. It will be up by the time you see this video, and you need to put a comment underneath with your gamer tag, not your address, but I'll just assume that you're in the UK. Of course, it doesn't matter if you're not, because you won't be eligible, but you need to put your gamer tag, and then just put that you're there for the competition and which of the games you would like. One choice, of course, per person, so we've got 9 to give away. And then I'll pick 9 out, probably at random, and message you. That's about it. So, yeah, not necessarily the latest and greatest kind of games, or not the latest, but I would say some of the greatest. So if that appeals to you, if you're eligible and you'd like to check out some very, very good older games on the PS1, the PS2, I'd recommend going for one of these. And also, I've mentioned it before, and we have passed the milestone now, but I'd like to thank you guys once again for the 5k mark. We've actually surpassed 5,200 now, so it's going really well on the channel, so I'd like to thank you for that again, especially those who have been here since the start, and I know many of you who still comment regularly have been, so thanks to you guys. So, if you're interested, of course, check it out, and if you're not, thanks for visiting the video anyway. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.